Got some cool stuff here for you. All right, let's talk. Always gotta have a mag of that. If you saw where we were from, you know how far Franklin made it. Me too, shit. Just a different route.
Enjoy it, buddy. This is our place.
New look is going down well.
Passcode is 5194. Hello? Housewives and midgets. Black.
Knock, knock. Oh, Dave here. We're in a bit of a crisis.
Hey, how'd you get my number? Murder you in your fucking sleep.
What's the rush?
Ah!
Now that's just crazy.
Whoa! problem. Some asshole got wind of what we were up to. Apparently killing a guy's closest associate puts a bit of a spotlight on him. Anyway, now I'm told they put a price on the professor's head, so we gotta move. Now, is that clear? Can we get going? All right? And remember, the professor's paying you, not me. Not me at all. So keep him alive. Based on this inmate transfer schedule, Bolingbroke are expecting a new arrival. One of you is going to intercept the transport, make sure it doesn't get there. Two of you are going to be taking our prison bus and making your way into the facility in its place. You'll be playing inmate and guard. Stay in character as long as it's useful, then make your way to the rooftops. I'll get on the radio and give you a path to the prof. Meanwhile, the pilot will have picked up the plane and be waiting on the evac in the air. Whoever stole the bus will be bypassing the prison and torching it somewhere discreet. After that, it's just a matter of getting your guy out of the clink and getting him onto the plane. Everyone flies out of there except for the bus thief. Professor Reshkovsky takes control of the plane. The three of you on board take a jump. The professor's out of U.S. airspace and reunited with his precious car. Simple. Should be the easiest money you'll ever make. Speak soon.
I don't know what they're doing. Oh.
If it's nice tomorrow, I may go jogging. Gotta work on my body. Can't be all brains, right?
Where y'all at? Where are y'all at? Where y'all at? Well, I hear y'all. Where y'all at? Huh? My big girl. I see you. My big girl. And my little girl. Look at both of them. Look at both of them. See, this is the problem. Because this actually isn't a bad group to do shit with. Look at Gumbo Wumbo. I knew that was gonna happen, bitch. Actually, no, I didn't. I really didn't. I'm not gonna front. I did. What time is it? It's like 10:30. Have a good night and good stream. Hey! Good night. What you doing? It's alright, Gumbo Wumbo. Where you going, Gumbo Wumbo? Hmm? You doing, Gumbo Wumbo? You stop. Cut it out. Cut it out. Cut it out. What you doing, Gumbo Wumbo? Hmm? What you doing? What? Hey! Hey! Come here.
Alright, you on the way to the LS Naval Port? I'm monitoring closed channels, so I'll let you know if there are any problems on
Come
the
here.
horizon. Get the chopper and get out. That's the order of the day. You can approach Merryweather's positions from
Okay.
the front or the back, on land or by sea, or from both directions. Full disclosure here, folks. This is Merryweather Security's San Andreas base. If you think they take other people's security seriously, you should see how they treat their own turf. Expect armed patrols, sniper units, and emergency response teams. Your best shot is moving fast and staying in front of them. The Valkyrie attack chopper's got 3 gun placements.
Meta is aware of this. These whistleblowers were not just fly-by-night work at the company.
So, one of you will fly it.
Profits over the safety of kids who are being exposed to inappropriate and even graphic content. Most importantly, Meta is aware that children are being harmed in VR. I quickly became aware that it is not uncommon for children in VR to experience bullying, sexual assault, to be solicited for nude photographs and sexual acts by pedophiles, and to be regularly exposed to mature content like gambling and violence, and to participate in adult experiences like strip clubs and watching pornography with strangers. And the whistleblowers told the Senate Judiciary Committee that Meta chose to hide that data and shut down the research.
This was crucial research because this was a largely untested technology. But I soon learned that Meta had no interest in VR safety unless it could drive interaction and thus profit.
A Meta spokesperson strongly denies the allegations, saying, quote, "The claims at the heart of this hearing are nonsense. They're based on selectively leaked internal documents that were picked specifically to craft a false narrative." The Meta spokesperson adds it does research on youth safety and well-being. But the Washington Post reports that some Meta employees warned of issues as early as 2017. One writing in a document, quote, "We have a child problem. It's probably time to talk about it." And despite the past probes, the whistleblowers claim that Meta hasn't changed. Meta has promised it would change. I'm here to tell you today that Meta has changed for the worse. Joining me now, the Minnesota Democratic Senator Amy Klobuchar, who sits on the Judiciary Committee and is a ranking member of the Judiciary Tank's Subcommittee. Senator, welcome. What we heard from the whistleblower was quite disturbing. The idea of graphic content, and what did you make of hearing about these revelations?
So Senator Blackburn and I held this hearing together, and he's a conservative Republican, and there is just growing support and concern, Democrats and Republicans, about what's going on here, because basically these families who lost their kids, that's not made up. We had 2 family members that we met. One child had been cyberbullied for years, and the other one was a victim of extortion for sexually explicit exchanges, and was basically found out he wasn't really talking to a new girlfriend. He was talking to someone who was extorting and he committed suicide. And so these are real things happening. And we found out that on some of these platforms within the metaverse, that there's like 80% kids, and that Meta is aware of this. These whistleblowers are not just fly-by-night working for the company for 2 months. They've been there for 4 years, 6 years. They were researching, and they got to the bottom of what was going on here, and they felt their research was, of course, shelved. It was
Well, come here.
and all kinds of things. But the key thing is really, to me, 2 things. One is they know there's a bunch of kids on these platforms. And
Dumbo.
the metaverse converts into the real world. And that there are cases where a older man met a young girl, a 13-year-old, on this. She doesn't know how old he is. She agrees to meet him in the real world, and she's kidnapped if he's convicted of that crime.
I wonder the stage of the investigation. Obviously, the whistleblowers before his hearing, you are probably hearing some
The hell?
here, but also the first time we heard about
Gumbo.
not being naive to consumers on is there nobody in this specialty now? I mean, because
Where is Gumbo anyway? Gumbo! Where is she? Gumbo!
That's it. Clear skies. Good work. My people are waiting to babysit the bird just north of the Alamo Sea. Drop it and you're done.
She's just standing out there by herself. So finally, Congress is going to sweep up. And this is just the beginning of years of movies that stop us from making bills into law. And you are just seeing it getting worse and worse and worse. And if you think about some of the criticize still the criticize will say, well, you as the parent.
We've collected quite a fleet for this The light armored personnel carriers, the jump jet, and now the attack chopper. Countries have been invaded with less. Unsuccessfully. You know what I say? You can never be too prepared or too well equipped. I don't think the other guy would ever find them. Ideally, using someone else's funds.
Make sure that the glass can see what they're seeing.
Looks like you're almost with them. Bring the chopper down easy. Don't want to mess this up now.
That's where you see schools stepping in and saying, we're going to get the photos in ways where they can access it if there's an emergency. But
What you doing here, girl?
that's a good idea. We are starting to see more.
What you doing, big girl?
Wait a minute, this should be on the companies and not just the parents.
That's
Figure this
it.
all out. Which thing is going to pop up and ask them to do something? We need a federal privacy law. And this is not to say these products haven't given us amazing things. They have. But then with that kind of responsibility and growth and expansion and profit comes some kind of obligation. Thank you for joining News Breaks Beyond Laura.
Up next, a UAP hit by a Hellfire missile. The dramatic new video that's moving calls for the government to explain what exactly it knows. The Pentagon's former UFO hunter standing by with his assessment.
These eyes.
These eyes.
These eyes, 3 for feet.
You take it all in.
3 for these. Big wing. These eyes deserve better care.
The best doctors.
That's why I take the fear.
A place that's all about better.
Better care. That doesn't break the bank.
With a team of doctors and associates.
We give every single eye to Starfighter. You bring the eyes. We bring the high quality eyes at America's best.
Influencing already. Years later, the Jeep brand is still influenced. So we create trends. We create our own trail. So instead of smiling at the boat, we smile at the creator. Jeep is only one.
Right now, during the Jeep Drive-In Fall event, we're just getting $2,250 cash, plus current Jeep Grand Cherokee owners will receive $1,000 bonus cash on 2025 Jeep Grand Cherokee gas models.
I'll do this. She passed them down to you, but who passed them to her? Good question. You can bet generations of amazing women for those genes.
Discover their lives and what led to you with an Ancestry Family History Number. See your roots and where those stories came from with an Ancestry DNA kit. Put them together, and there you are. Get started today at Ancestry.
I was tired of sitting on the sidelines. Now, thanks to Jointivia, I'm back in the swing of things. Wait, $70 for a refill? Gotta try single there. Just
Rose. Lou, good to see you again. I mean, have you seen anything like this before?
Laura, it's always good to see you. Thank you so much for having me. And, it might be a surprise to some folks, but the answer is yes. When I was at the Pentagon and my colleagues, we had lots and lots of videos, a treasure trove of videos that really showed some pretty remarkable things. And this is why I think it's important that Congress get engaged. I think it's important why the media gets engaged, because I think the American people would be shocked to learn the type of videos and other types of pictures, etc., and data and reports that we actually have as a government.
Well, then walk me through what you think is happening in this video and what stands out to you in particular.
Sure. Well, this is a video that is allegedly taken from an MQ-9. These are like a Predator drone that a lot of people are familiar with, and they are armed with a kinetic capability, meaning they're armed with a Hellfire missile. Now, a Hellfire missile is a very sophisticated weapon platform. We use it in the prosecution of the global war on terror, and people might be more familiar with its use for drone strikes. It is a very, very capable weapon system. And I will tell you, it is very, very unusual to see a Hellfire, in this case, bounce, if this is what we're looking at. I think it's important to note that videos can be deceiving. There's a lot of videos out there that seem to be pretty amazing and really wind up having a prosaic explanation. However, this video does require more analysis. And if it turns out that this is something that is a hard object, something tangible, it would be very, very unusual, if not, dare I say, almost impossible for a Hellfire missile to strike it and not completely destroy it or obliterate it. Think about this for a second, Laura. Imagine if there was some sort of foreign adversary technology developed by the Russians or Chinese that have made our completely nullify our ability to use Hellfire missiles. That would be a technological leap and certainly a national security issue for our country.
Absolutely. I mean, the idea of it bouncing or not obliterating its actual goal is shocking for so many. And there were a number of former military personnel who were among those who testified today. I wanted to hear what they had to say when they described the things they claimed to have seen.
And I returned to my barracks on base, and at approximately 0130, I saw an approximately 100-foot equilateral triangle take off from near the NASA hangar on the base. The craft interfered with my telephone, did not have any sound, and the material it was made of appeared fluid or dynamic.
A self-luminous, tic-tac-shaped object emerged from the ocean before linking up with three other similar objects. The four then disappeared simultaneously with a high synchronized, near instantaneous acceleration.
What questions do you have after all you've seen, after hearing something like that?
Well, Laura, the real question I have is, why has it taken this long for our government whistleblower protections. I have to applaud this committee on increased transparency for UAP and also whistleblower protections. I think you saw it yourself. It's a bipartisan effort. You have both liberals and conservatives walking shoulder to shoulder and all agreeing that we as a nation must do more to protect whistleblowers so this information can get to the right people. In this case, certain committees of Congress and frankly the President and the National Security Council, which we know have been sequestered for decades of this type of information.
Lou Elizondo, the things you must know. I have to pick your brain another day as well. Thank you.
Always an honor and privilege. Have a great night.
You too. Ahead, one pioneer's quest to change lives in the Bronx by providing safer maternal care for women.
What you doing, Gumbo Wumbo? What you doing, Gumbo Wumbo? What you doing? What you doing, Gumbo Wumbo? Gumbo Wumbo. What you doing, Gumbo? Wait.
and to get upstate. We left a dinghy at Ratton Canyon. That's your exit plan. There's a route coming to your GPS now. It'll take you off-road, away from the cops, and towards our boat. Stay together or go a different way if you want, but this'll be the safest route. Come on, move! I like the way you operate. If this job had gone different, we'd be dealing with a whole lot more cops. You don't want to hang around out there. Follow the route as quick as you can. Right about now, the CEO of Pack Standard is calling the mayor. He's probably patched in the chair of the union depository, and they're all about to tear the ass out of the chief of police. Cops on the street will be highly motivated to bring you down, but you don't need to worry about that. Just get to...
Indicates that they were already in a heightened state of alert, and that very fact is, I think, symptomatic of them being a frontline state, basically because they border both Ukraine and Belarus. Ukraine, of course, engaged in the war with Russia, Belarus, and it also shows that the exercise that the Russians are going to be conducting with the Belarus Friday, and that is going to go a different way if you want, but this will be the safest route. State, state,
This job had gone different. We'd be dealing with a whole lot more cops.
So what's your perspective on the objective? Is it deliberately promoting NATO testing its rules of engagement?
And that deliberate approach in this case was very much as you test approach for that statements look at those respond to these kinds of actions, what kind of measures they take, what kind of jets they stand with, how often the airport goes to the air
He's probably patched in the chair of the union depository, and they're all about to tear the ass out of the chief of police. Cops on the street will be highly motivated to bring you down. You don't need to worry about that. Just get to Ratton Canyon. We've got a
and they have to change their actions. It's responsible with something
And also relying on always good data analysis. Thanks so much for joining. I want to turn now to the growing global condemnation of Israel's unprecedented attack at Doha, Qatar. The target of the strike was Hamas leaders negotiating a potential ceasefire in Gaza and the release of the remaining hostages. Hamas says the attack failed to take out its senior leadership, but did kill 5 members. We're told a Qatari security official was also killed in the attack. Qatar is one of the closest allies of the U.S. in that Gulf region. President Trump
Why is he driving so low? Flying so low?
Targets, calling them directly responsible for the October 7th massacre.
Israel and I have kept that promise.
Hamas says Israel failed. Al-Haya's son was killed along with 5 others, including a Qatari security official, but the group says Hamas's leaders all survived. Hamas says the strike shows Israel is trying to thwart American efforts to end the war.
I think we're going to have a deal on Gaza very soon.
Attempting to kill Al-Haya, Hamas's chief negotiator, amid a renewed American push to reach a ceasefire and hostage release deal. A senior Hamas official said Al-Haya was targeted while discussing the latest American proposal. Israel has targeted Hamas decision-makers at critical junctures before. May, it killed Hamas's de facto leader, Mohammed Sinwar, one day after the group released an American hostage, Idan Alexander, in a gesture that was meant to spur on ceasefire talks. And now, Israel has violated the sovereignty of a key mediator in those negotiations. The Qatari government fuming, calling the Israeli attack a blatant violation of international law, and one that clearly was designed to undermine the peace negotiations in which the United States and Qatar are collaborating closely. The Israeli strike also drawing international condemnation, Europe to the Middle East. In Israel, hostage families who have demanded a ceasefire deal in recent weeks said they felt, quote, deep concern and heavy anxiety. Fearing the 20 living hostages still held in Gaza will pay the price for this latest Israeli strike. Jeremy Diamond, CNN, Jerusalem.
Adel Abdel Ghaffar is the director of the Foreign Policy Program at the Middle East Council on Global Affairs and joins us now from Cairo. Thanks so much for your time. So firstly, what's your reaction to Israel's unprecedented strike on Qatar, targeting senior Hamas negotiators, and why would they do that now?
Well, I think these attacks highlight how Israel is increasingly operating as a rogue state across the Middle East. It has bombed not only Gaza, of course, but Lebanon, Syria, Yemen, Iran, and now Qatar. And the stated military objective of the strike, according to the Israelis, is to take out the Hamas leadership. But Hamas leadership has survived. I think they're also trying to stop
I will never forget the good times. All the laughs we had. You're like family. The picnic, and the hike in the woods, and all the selfies, and oh, and the time we went rollerblading, and we watched the sunset, and we stayed up all night talking and sharing our innermost fears, and then what was that? That wasn't you? Even the skinny dipping and the... Oh. What are you saying?
The war, you know. If you recall also when the Americans were engaged in discussions with the Iranians, again, the Israelis
I'm not well. I'm a little embarrassed. Okay, the money.
Khaleesi.
And here. And
And President Trump distanced himself from the strike, saying he was not thrilled and that it didn't serve US or Israeli interests. He did order his team to warn Qatar that the alert reportedly came too late. You know, the strikes were already hitting Doha at the time. How do you assess the US response, both in terms of timing and the tone?
Well, I think the US response highlights also questions on the US's reliability as a security partner. You know, the US doesn't have a long-standing security relationship, and for the US not to actually warn Qatar, this is a huge thing, and highlights really how reliable is the US as a security guarantor in the region. I think President Trump wants to stop any disagreements or any potential issues with the Qataris, but from a Qatari perspective, if you're relying on
We did it, Joe. We did it.
And this also applies not only just for Qatar. But also across the GCC, where the US has presence. You know, I think across Gulf capitals are really rethinking and thinking about the future security arrangements, where the US is no longer the main security partner, and finding other partners, building domestic capabilities, and so on. I think this attack will have far-reaching consequences because it's the first one on Biden-Israeli attack on GCC soil, and perhaps it won't be the last.
And big picture, what does this mean for the ceasefire negotiations and the negotiations to get hostages home? I mean, could this strike fracture Qatar's role in those negotiations or derail the wider regional diplomacy?
Well, Linda, this is, I think, a great question because ultimately there's a deal on the table. There's been a deal on the table since earlier in the year. And if the Israelis were really serious about getting their hostages back, they'll be back home by now. But this really highlights that now the objective is not really the hostages. The hostages are put aside. They're trying to derail the talks, and they're trying to pursue their maximalist aims in Gaza. You know, we have more than 60,000 dead, destructions of schools, hospitals, roads, attacks on journalists, the use of starvation as a tool of war. So as this genocide is unfolding in Gaza, it highlights how Israel is increasingly acting outside of norms and as a rogue state across the region.
And you have to wonder whether not just this strike, but also the wider offensive, that Netanyahu has launched on Gaza City to seize control, how that will further derail and jeopardize any sort of plan, any hope to get the remaining hostages home. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, the deal is there, and it seems that the Israelis do not want to have a deal. The Qataris have been mediating a deal. The Egyptians as well, the international community supports an end to this carnage that's happening in Gaza. But it seems that from the Netanyahu's perspective, he's really focused on his own political survival and this perpetual war. And he's also beholden to the right wing of his government, who really want to take over Gaza. You know, all of these plans are being floated where Gazans are supposed to, quote unquote, voluntarily leave, and a new Riviera will be built and so on. So I think these ideas are real. And if left to it, I think what the Israeli government wants to do is really push Gaza out, which will amount as ethnic cleansing, the forced movement of people, which I think is unfolding in front of our own eyes right now. And the international community is unable to stop it.
Adel Ghaffar in Cairo, appreciate your analysis and perspective. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Well, anti-government protests in Nepal have sparked a political shake-up. The Prime Minister is out after the country's deadliest unrest in decades. We're going to have a live report next.
The Whole Story with Anderson Cooper, Emmy winner for Outstanding Reported News Program 2 years in a row. CNN's best journalists share deeply reported stories.
You come to a sporting event and you witness someone lose their life. Yeah, it's not what you plan on.
This week, Ed Lavandera dives deep into sports fandom to see what happens when love of the game turns violent.
How in the world did you survive this? Darn lucky, I guess.
The Whole Story with Anderson Cooper on CNN. The Whole Story with Anderson Cooper, Emmy winner for Outstanding Reported News Program 2 years in a row. CNN's best journalists share deeply reported stories.
You come to a sporting event and you witness someone lose their life. Yeah, it's not what you plan on.
This week, Ed Lavandera dives deep into sports fandom to see what happens when love of the game turns violent.
How in the world did you survive this? Darn lucky, I guess.
The whole story with Anderson Cooper on CNN.
Join us for Champions for Change. We shine a spotlight on 8 trailblazers and see how their actions are creating a better tomorrow.
Champions for Change, Saturday and Sunday on CNN.
Today, we live in an unpredictable environment, and news races around the world at breakneck speed. Demi Moore, Kate Winslet, Chancellor Merkel, welcome to the program.
I think that societies that suppress their women are the least successful economically.
My show brings you the latest news and top news makers. Do you feel the Trump administration understand what's at stake?
I'll be honest, we have to work on it.
What do you want people to know about mortality?
And we also dive below the headlines.
These scenes have been the most emotional scenes to series.
What do you want the impact of this particular film to be?
It's corny to say, but it's about love. It's the only thing worth dying for, only thing worth living for.
It's crucial we make sense of what's happening and fully understand what's at stake.
Does Europe have enough forces to patrol 1,300 kilometers of the line of contact against Russia?
I'm on 4, weekdays on CNN.
Why, particularly in Gaza, why is leadership failed here?
Selfish, short-term interest.
The allegations, this is chilling, stomach-churning stuff.
Yes, it is.
What happens, Maria Machado, what happens if you're arrested?
We're taking one day at a time.
What would it take, Mr. President, for Serbia to acknowledge Kosovo's independence? And it is here, on these grounds. The square that his funeral will be held. This is what 18 months of war has done for the children of Gaza. Where do you find empathy with some of these autocrats?
Have you used ChatGPT to write any songs?
Look, you. The genocide in Rwanda made you almost quit photography. Tell us about that moment. How does this story shape all of you who are the future?
Open Times is your DC source, bringing you unprecedented access to the White House.
We're live in the center of the political universe, Capitol Hill. Our Democratic source tonight is Massachusetts Senator Elizabeth Warren. If you don't get what you need from Congress, can you achieve what you're trying to achieve?
And beyond.
We're live on the ground in Israel tonight about the Gazans leaving. Where exactly are you suggesting that they should go?
Follow Caitlin for in-depth political coverage and analysis. Watch it on The Source, weeknights on CNN. In a divided America, where do I fit?
You tell me, ask your partner.
Abby Filler brings all sides to the table.
Can you name one thing you do before? The hypocrisy is so rank, folks. All classes in session.
To talk about.
Not far, just a couple miles or so.
Better not be too far.
What are you talking about?
I'm talking about you ain't going for. Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Who's that?
Don't you got that XM in here? Quit, bro. I don't care.
Turn the radio down. I'm trying to hear what he's saying.
Saying it better not be far. Y'all might go far in life. I ain't going far.
Bro, the store's like 7 miles.
You got about 3.5 miles. Bro, I might pop it any minute. Or if you coast right over the hills and stuff. I ain't got time to wait.
Bro, stop. Hold on.
I'm doing all I can, but I don't think I can make it much longer either. You trying to go 7 miles? She got me back here living off $7 a day, bro. See what I'm saying? The struggle is real, bro. Say
$7.
if you feel something wobbling, it's me. I'm about to burn up, bro.
I got money. Can you just
Turn it up.
chill out with the music for just a second? Let me hold on.
Y'all ain't gonna hit me too, are you?
Oh, what? Say what now?
Oh, bro, you safe in here, bro. I promise. I'm trying to vibe, bro.
Bro, ain't nobody gonna hit you.
I ain't finna keep putting up with this, bro. Who said that? I know there's something good on the radio. He looks like he might hit me. There's something down there, bro. There's no latency.
Bro, stop with the radio.
I'm about to burn up, bro.
Burn up? You mean like catch on fire?
I don't catch on fire. I just burn up like I quit working.
Bro, I got you. I got money. I promise.
Listen, bro, I've been showing wires for a couple weeks now.
I mean, you've seen better days, but you're not going bald, bro.
Drive at your own risk, man. I'm telling you, bro. I'm finna quit, bro. I'm just a little shaky. That's all.
You're in a safe place, bro. I promise.
The volume up, bro.
Stop.
No leg room at all.
Bro, there's a lot of leg room in here, bro. You shouldn't be having any trouble with feet space.
I'm tired of living on empty promises, bro. About 3 miles. I want to trust you guys.
This is the circle of trust.
Last time we went around the circle, I had to eat the curve the whole way around.
No, this is a whole different kind of circle. That's why all this stuff is wrong already. You keep turning the radio up. I can't hear what everybody's talking about.
I'm back here screaming. Radio helps me cope. I'm telling you, there's something down here, bro.
Stretch your legs out, bro.
There's no leg. There just ain't none.
There's a lot of stuff wrong with this vehicle, but legroom is not one of the things.
There's something down here, bro.
What is it? If there's something in the way, just push it out of the way.
Bro, it's a body.
Now, Chopper's prime, scary.
Get me to the store, bro.
Even when I saw his ass coming down the block, I was straighten up.
Oh, we ain't got no brakes. This is gonna be a long 7 months.
Oh, God.
I got time for all that. I'm trying to keep the vibe up, bro. Keep the volume up, bro.
Let's see, slow rolling, girl.
Where we going?
Just up to town real quick?
How far is that?
Not far.
Issue. Is false. The answer is 0. The policy.
Again in the future, I'll give you $20 if you smoke this joint in here with me.
I totally would, but I'm taking a break right now.
Maybe I'll see you again in the future. I'll give you $20 if you smoke this joint in here with me.
I know too many people in here. I'll give you $20 if you fire up this.
I'll give you $20 if you smoke this joint in here with me.
Yeah, what's the catch?
Nothing. You just have to hit it. That's it.
That's it? Well, good.
Let's go. Yeah. Good shit.
That's right, bro.
You want to hit again? We got to get that 20 back. Gonna put $20 on rain bet. 15 to get some 10. Fuck it. I'm going to hit 20. Stand. Tie. Again. No insurance. I'm going to stand. Damn. $20 if you smoke this joint in here with me.
I totally would.
I'll be here if you need anything.
No insurance.
The Democratic Party, Rob. Can you answer that question? And the biggest debates to wrap up your day.
I hear what you're saying, Trump believes in, but do you think it's a good idea?
Newsnight with Abby Phillip. Weeknights on CNN.
I'm Patrick Ottman in Havana. This is CNN.
Nepal's Prime Minister has resigned after the worst unrest the country has seen in decades. Health officials say at least 22 people were killed, hundreds more injured after security forces fired live ammunition, tear gas and water cannons at protesters in several cities. The demonstrations, led by young people, were sparked by widespread corruption, economic uncertainties, as well as a ban on social media platforms, which was seen as a form of censorship. That has since been reversed. I want to go now live to Hong Kong and CNN's Christy Lustar. Good to have you with us, Christy. So despite the Prime Minister's resignation, the unrest has intensified. What are the details?
You know, there is no letting up in Nepal, Linda. Despite the Prime Minister's resignation in Nepal, the protesters there remain angry and defiant. And Nepal is on fire. In fact, the young protesters in the country, they're setting fire on government buildings, including the Parliament building, the Supreme Court, as well as the former residence of the Prime Minister. And I want to show you this drone video, which shows government residential complexes on fire. And in this video, we'll bring it up to you. You'll see protesters roaming about, the government complex on fire, smoke rising from the scene of this area as well. And the protesters, again, they are young, angry, defiant, openly defying the government-imposed curfew, and they are also demanding change. I want you to listen to one of them. Watch this.
It is very good for our country. Now, I think, like us youth will stand and develop the country.
Now, these protests are being led by largely young people between the ages of 13 and 28, involving school children, university students, young working and unemployed people. This is why this is called the Gen Z protest. The initial trigger was that ban on social media. It was lifted on Monday by the government, but still these protests intensified. There is a widening list of grievances that these protesters have. Let's bring up the bullet list for you, and they include the grievance against government corruption, against the lack of economic opportunity, against the recent use of lethal force on the protesters, and anger against so-called Nepo kids. These are the entitled children of government officials. Social media video and imagery showing them flaunting their wealth has angered these protests. Now, Nepal's army chief of staff has spoken out. He is calling for peace and calling for talks. Take a listen.
What is of paramount interest to us, and it is our common duty, is to ease the current difficult situation, protect the national heritage, public as well as private properties, common citizens, diplomatic missions, and to give a sense of security to the public. Thus, in order to take the country out of this uncomfortable situation through peaceful measures, I would request the protesting group to cancel the plans to protest and call for talks.
This is the worst unrest that Nepal has seen in decades. Hundreds of people wounded. At least 22 people have been killed in the violent unrest. The international airport in Nepal has been closed. Travel advisories have been issued. In fact, according to the U.S. State Department, they are urging U.S. citizens to shelter in place until further notice. Back to you.
Christy Listell staying across the door for us from Hong Kong. Thanks very much. Well, France says a new prime minister just one day after the government collapsed. And he faces an uphill battle in leading a government braced for nationwide unrest. We'll bring you the latest developments from Paris next.
Ever wonder what it's like to feel part of a community?
All people not knowing each other, helping each other.
Taste the local fare.
Make me feel peaceful. Sounds of the bird and the wind.
Explore the activities and indulge in the artistry.
I was very lucky to have spent a childhood here.
In this seaside town on the Aegean coast of Turkey, we'll get the inside scoop on how to visit like a local. This weekend, only on CNN.
Join us for Champions for Change as we shine a spotlight on 8 trailblazers and see how their actions are creating a better tomorrow.
Champions for Change, Saturday and Sunday on CNN.
How do we connect you with stories from around the globe? We're on the ground to follow the facts. We examine big ideas. We let diverse perspectives flow and ignite conversations that matter most to bring the world to you. Stay informed, stay connected, stay invested. From our studios in Abu Dhabi, join me for Connect the World with Becky Anderson.
Weekdays on CNN.
It is a busy news day all around the world.
This is One World.
The world's top headlines with some of the world's biggest players.
Stories that captivate from 2 unique perspectives. Zain Asher and Biana Golodriga use their extensive experience to cover global news with passion and intellect.
Walk us through what specifically Secretary of State Marco Rubio was talking about. What leverage, if any, does Prime Minister Netanyahu have at this point?
One World with Zain Asher and Biana Golodriga. Weekdays on CNN.
Did the re-election of Donald Trump
play any role in your decision to resign? Why do you need to study it? It sounds like the facts are on your fingertips.
Great question.
You continue to fight for your name to be cleared. Why?
Do you have any concerns about Elon Musk?
There really is much more that unites us as Americans than that which divides us.
A moment with huge consequences for the nation and the world.
Watch the weekdays on CNN.
Here's a breakdown of what you can find out front. The real question comes down to, where is the supreme leader? Where are we when it comes to inflation? Direct, in-depth, and raw. Do you think that Pam Bondi is hiding something?
Hell yeah, I think she's hiding something.
Getting ahead of the biggest stories and giving you context you won't find anywhere else. We are in an unprecedented moment. Do you like capitalism?
No, I have many critiques of capitalism. Aaron Burnett out front. Weekdays on CNN.
In a world where everyone charges for tire care, there's the BS-free tire guarantee from Midas. Included with every tire purchase, you'll go underpay. Nothing for flat replacements, nada for flat repairs, and zilch for tire rotations. That's $0 for all that. So while some other guys charge for tire care, we don't. That's the BS-free tire guarantee. Only at Midas.
The anticipation of a new McDonald's sauce has reached its sweet, smoky, and gold pinnacle special edition gold sauce. This is CNN.
Welcome back. I'm Linda Kincaid. Let's take a look at today's top stories. The Polish military is accusing Moscow of an act of aggression after shooting down Russian drones in its airspace. Authorities closed Warsaw International Airport, and Polish and NATO aircraft were scrambled amid reports of Russian drones over the country. Poland's operational command is working to locate the weapons. Israel launched an unprecedented attack on the capital of Qatar in a bid to target Hamas leadership. Qatar's prime minister called the strike state terrorism. 5 Hamas members were killed, but not the key leaders. Israel's prime minister says the attack, quote, can open the door to end the war in Gaza. The activist group behind the Gaza aid flotilla says one of its main boats was struck by a drone at a Tunisian port on Monday night. Tunisia's National Guard disputes the claims that the vessel was attacked. However, video released by the activists show an object falling from the sky and exploding on impact with a boat. All 6 passengers and crew are safe. Just a day after the French government collapsed yet again, President Emmanuel Macron has named his 5th prime minister in less than 2 years, who now faces the daunting task of seeing the country out of financial turmoil while leading a new government braced for mass protests. Melissa Bell is in Paris with the latest on the political deadlock.
France has a new prime minister. Sébastien Lecornu, the outgoing defense minister, has been appointed by the French president and tasked with trying to form a government. Sébastien Lecornu, just 39 years old, is considered a Macron loyalist. He had been drawn from the French traditional mainstream political right when he joined the ranks of Emmanuel Macron's party back in 2017. He served as a minister throughout that first and second term. Now he becomes prime minister at a particularly daunting time, following in the footsteps of François Bayrou and 2 other centrist prime ministers who tried and failed to govern in relatively quick succession. There had been hopes on the political left that the French president might choose someone from their ranks. In fact, no, not just someone considered an ally, but as I say, someone drawn from the political right. So it will be interesting to see whether he manages to cobble together the consensus within the mainstream right, left, centre parties in France's National Assembly that he needs in order to push through what are expected to be some very difficult budget cuts. This is precisely what had brought down his predecessor, the idea that money needs to be shaved off the 2026 budget, even as the clock ticks towards the end of the year when that budget has to be approved by France's parliament. And even with
Hello, what's up?
On Friday,
I'm being nosy.
in the face of this looming
I have dropped a follow to catch more awesome content. Well, thanks for stopping by. Appreciate the follow. I'm just doing some gaming right now, and I'm being a nerd, so nothing too crazy.
Including Egypt and Sudan.
Welcome.
Deepens the rift with Egypt, which has opposed the dam due to fears it could
So how'd you find little old me?
Ethiopia's prime minister.
All the people you could have just dropped by, followed. How's your day been so far? I had a really chill day. I didn't do anything. I got tacos though. That was a big thing. I did get tacos. It was Taco Tuesday. How has your day been? Leslie Balba, 3.
Well, maybe time to upgrade your iPhone. Just ahead, we'll take a look at Apple's latest offering to whether the upgrade might help their bottom line.
What?
When you go
Oh.
into the world, go.
Glad to hear that. My day is going great. Oh, that's wonderful. Why is it not doing the thing anymore? That is wonderful. Where are you from, Leslie?
Go with your past. Go seek surprise. Give other surprises that last. When you go out into the world, go trade your best ideas.
Oh, no.
Trade the best of everything you have. This is how friends stay friends for years and years. Because when the world
I'm from the U.S. and you. Same. I'm an American. America. Yeah.
see you too.
I'm in the great state of Louisiana. Where are you at?
Spread this love, this passion.
Oh, that's a nice place. I am in Virginia. Oh, nice. What part of Virginia? I have family in Virginia.
Your chopping, your dicing, and your slicing. Grandma's got arthritis.
They're like right outside D.C.
Now with an onion, pop them in there like so. Give it a bit of a tap. Roll them around. Seriously. You remember the last time you diced an onion? No more tears. Only tears of joy. You want to do your stews, your soups. Now I'm going to do this quick for you. Watch, look. But guys, you get the idea. It's nice, fast, gets the job done. No messing around. Roll them around. Watch, look. Lift them up. How good is that? If you've ever done a fruit salad, the juice goes all over the chopping board. Watch this. Pop a bit of an apple in there. Give it a little bit of a push. Down he goes. It's strawberries.
I want to know what this is about.
Add a bit of cream to that.
In Lorton. Lorton. I gotta find out where that is. They're in McLean. Or McLean. Whatever word how you say it.
Zucchini in there. Just give it a bit of top. Have a bit of a go. 2 hands like this. Give it a bit of a push. Is that easy? I'm also going to give you the grater attachment as well. For your zucchinis, your carrots. Is that impressive or what?
You get the Chopzilla with the regular dicer, the fine dicer, and the grater attachment, all 3 for just $29.99. But wait, to make this the best offer on TV, here's Ronnie with even more. I'm going to include the slicer attachment
well. Now this is everybody's favourite. It's off of the water on. Just sits on the top like so. Give it a little bit of a push. Nice and then as I said, you get it all 3 blades, plus a free handling blade. That's 4 blades, all for just $29.99. And we'll ship it to you fast and free. Don't miss out.
Do you stream daily? Yeah, I try to, like 5 days a week. You know, I do get days off, like other people. You know, 'cause yeah, I don't believe people need to stream like every day, unless you want to. Because, like I said, I need days off to like do regular stuff.
Innovations for the future. Planet of the present. Innovations for the past.
Do you like playing games? Oh, I love gaming. Like, I'm on PlayStation 5, and I've been playing games since I was on PlayStation, like the OG PlayStation.
And me, Mark Stewart, on Marketplace Asia. This weekend on CNN.
Do you game? Yeah, let me just 5. Nice games. I think so.
During the annual hardware event at its California headquarters. And this year, CEO Tim Cook and Apple
Now, what do you play on?
innovation in design, introducing a new iPhone, improved AirPods, and an updated Apple Watch. CNN's Claire Duffy has the details.
Yeah, Apple is really under pressure to wow with these new releases, and that isn't
What are we waiting on?
slower to upgrade their devices in recent years.
No, I don't play games. Okay. Just curious. Yeah, I like open world sandbox games.
When it comes to incorporating AI capabilities into its devices. So Apple really tried to focus in during this event on the fact that it is a leader in the hardware space, sort of setting AI to the side for now. And that is perhaps most evident in the announcement of the iPhone Air, the latest
Girl, what happened?
family and the iPhone 17 lineup. This is Apple's thinnest and lightest iPhone ever. It's about 5.5. Apple emphasized the fact that it will still have an all-day battery life, still be incredibly durable, and the iPhone Air will just have one rear camera, one front camera, so fewer cameras than another iPhone offering. But analysts did say that they do think this would be a different enough option to get consumers to go back into Apple stores to check it out. And whether they buy it remains to be seen, but a good sign if consumers are interested. The iPhone Air will just have one thinner than your regular iPhone, but Apple emphasized the fact that it will still have an all-day battery life, still be incredibly durable, and the iPhone Air will just have one rear camera, one front camera, so fewer cameras than another iPhone offering. But analysts did say that they do think this could be a different enough option to get consumers to go back into Apple.
Girl, no. If you don't mind, can I give you some cool ideas for your stream? Absolutely. I'm all about constructive criticism. Rockstar Games has given you some clothes. Okay, what does that mean? Rockstar Games have given you some clothes. Okay, bitch, where?
Health features, including hypertension, high blood pressure alerts, and a temperature detection feature. Health has been an area that Apple has really been investing in as a way to get consumers to buy new wearables and invest in services like Apple Fitness Plus that operate across its devices. And then you have the Apple AirPods 3. This is the first time the Pro version of the AirPods is getting an update in about 3 years. And this is also going to have a new health feature, a heart rate detection that will help you gauge your workouts, things like that. And also, the AirPods 3 are getting live conversation translation so that you could, in real time, be speaking with someone who speaks a different language, and your AirPods will be translating that to English in your ear. So
finally.
But I think that
You should get some dope stuff for your stream to make it look more eye-catchy and to grow your stream more. Like a good logo, banner, animations, etc. Oh, nice. That sounds great.
East Storehouse opens to the public on Saturday. It features 90,000.
Actually, I work on things like animations and similar designs. Along with that, I also provide Twitch affiliates such as gaming, followers, and viewers.
For death in 2016. Fans, students, and researchers can view the collection by appointment. Thank you. Traditional CNN Newsroom. With national news and the hour, and you're Vicky Shea. Great to have your company. Stay with us. Well, of course.
Want to check out my work? No, thank you. I'm okay, but I appreciate the offer. Okay. But good luck with your business.
This weekend, only on CNN, the whole story with Anderson Cooper, and winner for Outstanding Reported News Program, years in a row. CNN's best journalists share deeply reporting stories. If I'm doing 40 minutes, you witness someone losing. Yeah, it's college player. This week, Ed Lavendera dives deep into sports fandom. To see what happens when love of the game turns fire. How the world views survivors. John like that. The whole story with Anderson Cooper on CNN. Join me, Larry McGowan, as I introduce you to Feathers. See how they use their talent, resources, and passion to make a difference on the continent. This is African Voices Changemakers. With two film titles, John Fani, Daudi and Puka, as they redefine African storytelling on and off the screen. When you choose anything with culture, it's really going to help. African Voices Changemakers on CNN.
Today, we live in an unpredictable environment and news races around the world at breakneck speed. Welcome to the program.
I think societies that suppress their women are the least successful economically.
The show brings you the latest news and top news makers. Do you feel the Trump administration understands what's at stake? I'll be honest, we have to work on it.
What do you want people to know about mortality?
And also dive below the headlines.
This is the most promotional scene.
What do you want the impact of this particular film to be?
It's point that it's about love. Is anything worth dying for or anything worth living for?
It's crucial we make sense of what's happening. We understand what's at stake.
Is Europe having our forces patrol 1,300 kilometers of the line of contact against Russia?
Details on the CNN.
In Gaza, why is leadership failing to us? Still speaking.
Very clear.
Allegations it's a sickening stomach terrorism. Yes, it is. What happens when no matter what happens if you're arrested? Will you take accountability? What would it take, Mr. President, for Serbia to acknowledge Kosovo's independence? And it is here, and these grounds, St. Peter's Square, that his funeral will be held. This is what 18 months of war has done to the children of Gaza. Where do you find empathy with some of these things? Have you used ChatGPT to write your own? Look here. The genocide in Rwanda. Native women's pet photography. Tell us about that moment. How does this story shape all of you? We are the future. In a divided alert, where do I fit? You said here, if I add each other, bring all sides to the table, creating the right thing to do. Packaging sessions, talk about the issue. Are the financial involved? The answer is zero. The challenge. What is the best part of you answer that question? And the biggest debate to wrap up your day. I know what you're saying about tourism, but do you think it's a good idea? Please, Sergeant, how do you feel? You know it's on CNN.
legal damage. Only for one juror has now been excused from political showdown. How much do you think that weighs on the president and the conversations with the team? Weighs on Washington, weighs with your pressure. Will you put this all the way to the Supreme Court?
I'm not repeating a syllable of what she said. But things began to play. Awesome. Okay, you get excited about the result of the NFL, you are not alone. This whole crowd just couldn't contain himself with the best of the action. The celebration.
When you go out, those sweet surprises and big efforts, surprises for the because when the world sees you go up there with everything you've got, the world will want to go see you too.
Alright, now I cannot stress this enough. Do not drop it. I have no idea what will happen, but the range of possibilities starts with international incident and gets worse from there. Get it over to its new home at Los Santos Water and Power, right across from a certain casino and resort.
Every single species, they look very uncomfortable for the system. Why wouldn't they want to fall in love with nature? Don't have to achieve years.
I hope you enjoy the company of police officers, because they're after you.
Oh, the people.
Oh, I'm salty. The opening weekend of the two NFL season is now in course, and the theme so far is comebacks. Monday night it seemed as though the Vikings were heading to compete against the Bears, but they turned it around in pretty dramatic fashion. As our NFL veteran Troy Wyatt will tell us it was a memorable debut, Vikings.
Hi, Don. Incredible stuff. J.J. McCarthy probably had more pressure on him than any starting quarterback in the league in week 1. 10th overall pick of the draft last year. His team let go of the quarterback who led them to 14 wins in a playoff berth, handing the keys to McCarthy coming off an injury as well. Players always have a bit of doubt about how it might hold up. A lot rides on McCarthy. Now, Caleb Williams for the Bears, he's the number 1 overall pick last year. He started off 10 for 10, leading Chicago to a touchdown on their very first drive. Bears were in total control for quite some time, but McCarthy said, my turn. Youngest starter, and after throwing an interception early, he hits Justin Jefferson for his first touchdown and first Rudy game for the season. Then, fourth quarter, McCarthy hits Aaron Jones to his 27-yard touchdown pass. It feels like he's the lead. As time is ticking down, McCarthy said, my turn. I'll do it myself. He runs it in for the touchdown. Vikings win 27-24. Here's McCarthy on the field after the win.
It's surreal, the first NFL win. I just can't be more proud of the guys up front. The defense, they were struggling the first half for us offensively. They had our back, in the 50 game, punts and all that. So I just want to say thanks to my team right there.
All right, Don, now that week 1 is all wrapped up, I've got a key player in play that maybe really perk up in week 1. He's the Indianapolis Colts, getting their first week 1 win since 2013. Absolutely annihilated the Miami Dolphins 33-8. Colts new quarterback Daniel Jones was written off by the Giants, and Russell Wilson, who was awful in his rookie, by the way, went 22 for 29, 272 yards passing, and a touchdown. He also ran for 2 more touchdowns. And the Colts defense, where they were slobbing out there against Tua, Tyreek Hill, and the rest of the Dolphins. 3 sacks, 2 interceptions. Now, our player who stood out in week 1, Rams quarterback Matthew Stafford, continues to exit game in history, setting an NFL record for most career opening day starts for a quarterback with 17, surpassing Hall of Famer John Elway. 245-yard passing in a win over the Texans, and 37-year-old Stafford became the 10th quarterback ever and second fastest to pass for 60,000 yards in his career. He's a future Hall of Famer himself, and he is vowing to get his Rams back to the Super Bowl. Finally, here's the play that stood out
I've seen something that happened after one. Big cold scambling by that intercepted Tua, and then I don't know if this man has hydraulics in his rotator cuff or if this is just some sort of surgery. He's got not a lot of training or anything out there. We have four players or a guy that's back at the celebration of that thing. Wait to see what he pulls off next. Week 2 kicks off Thursday with the Commanders and the Falcons in front of that. Okay, in order for the defense ball, the rules state that you must gain actual possession of the ball in flight before it hits the ground. The rules do not say that it has to be graceful. Catch as a catch. Look at this. We have saved the best until last debate. Have a look at this from the Angels back to Nito on Monday. The ball in the air from the Twins' new special. Nato underneath it, and he's going to make it. I will not get tired of seeing that one over and over again. What a play. That does it for us for today. Thank you so much for coming in Atlanta. Do it against them.
Join us for Champions for Change as we shine a spotlight on 8 trailblazers and see how their actions are creating a better tomorrow.
Champions for Change, Saturday and Sunday on CNN.
It is a busy news day all around the world.
This is One World.
The world's top headlines with some of the world's biggest players.
Stories that captivate from 2 unique perspectives. Zain Asher and Bianca Rodrigo use their extensive experience to cover global news with passion and intellect.
Walk us through what specifically Secretary of State Marco Rubio is speaking about. What leverage, if any, does Prime Minister Netanyahu have at this point?
One World with Zain Asher and Bianca Rodrigo. Weekdays on CNN.
Did the re-election of Donald Trump play any role in your decision to resign? Why do you need to study it? It sounds like the facts are on your fingertips.
Great question. You continue to fight for your nuclear block.
Do you have any concerns about Elon Musk? Who really is going to work as a moment with huge consequences for the nation and the world.
Watch the weekdays on CNN.
Up and ready for transport and their next shipment out of here. You'll need to hack the control panel to get inside the lockup.
Visitors can not only see your village, but also experience local companies, culture, and
They say haunted dinosaurs.
Live from the contract. This is CNN News with Linda Kincaid.
We begin with breaking news out of Poland. The military there is choosing Moscow for active aggression. The Polish and NATO forces scrambled to shoot down Russian drones that violated airspace. Weapons signals on the military response operation is underway following multiple airspace violations. Polish and NATO jets to scramble following reports from Ukraine's airport that Russian drones were headed towards the country's airspace. During the incident, Polish authorities shut down several major airports, including Warsaw International, and urged its citizens to stay indoors. The exact number of Russian drones over Poland remains unclear. We're joining us now for more senior military analyst and retired U.S. Air Force Colonel Cedric Lake. Thanks so much for joining us.
Always good to be with you.
So this marks the first time Poland has taken direct military action against airborne threats from Russia crossing into its territory since the war began. How significant is this move?
It's very significant that one of the key aspects of this is the fact that the Polish felt compelled to shoot down at least some of the drones. Now, we don't know, as you mentioned, how many drones or where they actually fell in Polish territory, but it's pretty clear from some of the postings that we've seen from Polish government officials that drone fragments can be found on Polish territory. So the Polish authorities are looking for drone fragments and that's people to make sure that they stay away from those fragments, whether it be important to police that those fragments are there and that they can actually be located. So the
But I have more ideas for your stream.
they're clearly sensitive to this kind of violation of their airspace. For some time that there's been a concerted effort by the Russians to potentially take their drones into Polish airspace, but also a concerted effort by the Poles to respond, trying to plans of actions by the Russians. So it's a major change in the tenor of the Poland and Russia up until this point.
Yeah, exactly. This is the first airspace violation by Russian drones, but certainly the first time Poland has activated its air defensive scrambled its fighter jets. From a military perspective, what does this reveal about Poland's readiness to respond?
Well, what it looks like, at least right now, is that the Poles have a very heightened state of alert, and obviously their alert phase has increased quite a bit because of the incursion of these drones. But the fact that they were able to respond so quickly indicates that they were already in a heightened state of alert, and that very fact is, I think, symptomatic of them being a frontline state, basically because they border both Ukraine and Belarus. Ukraine, of course, engaged in a war with Russia, Belarus, the Russian ally, and it also shows that the heightened tension that are going to be conducting with Belarus on Friday. That is going to also cause the Poles to have heightened readiness state and heightened alert state. They will lose the border.
Well, I didn't think about that.
And that also indicates that they will continue for quite some time. From the Belarus perspective and the perspective as well.
So what's your perspective on Russia's objective? Is it deliberately promoting NATO testing its rules of engagement?
When you look at the way the Russians have conducted the offensive operations, you have to suspect that they're really taking a more approach that they're taking here. And I think the approach in this case would very much be to test Polish defenses. They want to see how quickly the Polish respond to this action. What kind of which airports, which air bases, and make that over. The Polish government, they can then determine whether or not they have to change their efforts if they surprise them in some future war. But they're just assessing it from an intelligence perspective. But I clearly think it's operational significance for the Russians. And I believe that they're assessing this from an intelligence perspective. They probably need to operationalize those findings at some point.
Cedric Lane, always great to get your analysis. Thanks so much for joining us.
You bet. Anytime.
A Russian aerial bomb killed at least 24 people and injured itself in an attack on a small Ukrainian village in the east of Donetsk region. All of the victims are believed to be civilians, according to the official there. Seen as big people while the latest refers a warning, according to reports that aims to serve with some guilt.
In this short, comforting to watch, that tells you all you need to know. More than 20 bodies of their civilian clothes were ripped away, pensioners gathered to collect the monthly payouts that kept them alive in the dead. Likely a £250 aerial bomb did this to a gathering under the trees in Yarova. There are two moments here we can show you that bring the callousness home. This Ukrainian post-service van, distinctively civilian, even from a drone high above, and these two children's yellow slides, a highly visible warning not to strike. Ukraine's Zelensky clear yet again what this means. It is terrible there is not enough strong reaction from global actors, he said. This is exactly what Putin perceives as permission to continue the war. The dust had barely settled from the weekend's record assault. The Ukrainian Prime Minister with the remarkable task Monday of showing Western diplomats around the ruins of the key government offices her team frequents, hit by a Russian cruise missile intercepted. President Trump has said a lot since the record attack on Sunday.
Are you ready to move to the second phase of sanctions against Russia?
But also that he'd speak to Putin soon, and European leaders could visit yesterday or Tuesday. None of this has happened yet. Drones dictating the front lines.
They won't get us into the walls, but they might help us with the safety deposit boxes when we're in there. Should be easy, right? Head to this construction site and see if you can find some. I'd send you to a hardware store, only we don't want these coming up on a shark card statement.
This bus hit on a key road to the east by a Russian drone. A sign another main highway is lost. Space for a free Ukraine shrinking. Nick Clayton-Walsh, CNN, London.
Now to the growing global condemnation of Israel's unprecedented attack in Doha, Qatar. The target of the strike were Hamas leaders negotiating a potential ceasefire in Gaza. Hamas said the attack failed to take out its senior leadership, but it did kill 5 members. We're told a Qatari security official was also killed. Qatar is one of the United States' closest allies. President Trump has been trying to distance himself from that strike, saying it was not his decision. By the time he found out, it was too late to be.
It's very heavy. You got to get the house in back. Very unhappy about the way that.
Qatar's Prime Minister vehemently angry with the attack, denouncing it as terrorism.
A lot of people saw it. This message says that there is a broken player. Something like that.
You might want to blend in while walking around there, just in case these guys clog your nose paying your union dues.
The Israeli Prime Minister defended the strike, saying the days when the heads of terror enjoyed immunity anywhere are over. Hours later, Benjamin Netanyahu said Israel accepted a new U.S. ceasefire proposal and that the Doha attack could speed up the end of the war. CNN's Paola Hancock has more now from Doha.
I told you they'd take exception to someone just wandering around.
Making it very clear after Israel targeted leadership here in Doha on Tuesday. Members were killed, but the negotiating team is still alive and they survived. We know that the main negotiator, Adil Al-Hayya, was just on Monday meeting with Qatar's Prime Minister. We understand that from officials that the Prime Minister was trying to push Hamas to agree to this latest US proposal that's on the table for the ceasefire hostage deal. We did hear from Qatar's Prime Minister this Tuesday evening. He said that what happened was state terrorism.
He has said that there is a message to the entire region. There is a rogue player in the region, clearly referring to Israel. He also said that it was clear that Israel was trying to sabotage the talks by trying to target the negotiating team itself. Now, this is something, and an accusation that we're not just hearing from Qatar. We have been hearing that from many countries around the Gulf, around the Middle East, even some further afield, questioning the timing and questioning why Israel would decide to try and kill the negotiating team at a time when there is a new proposal on the table, a proposal that the US President Donald Trump appears to have been putting his vocal approval towards. Statement from the White House, and it appears as though the US President is not happy with what has happened, pointing out that Qatar had been working very hard, bravely taking risks. And that is a key point here. Qatar is a key US ally. There is a very large US air base, military base here in Doha. In fact, it is the biggest in the Middle East. There is a very close relationship between the leader of Qatar and of the United States. So for Israel to carry out this strike, it will be interesting to see what fallout there is from the US side, and also whether or not this means that the ceasefire hostage talks are off, whether that means that it is finished. Now, the strike that happened just a little earlier this Tuesday happened in a fairly affluent area of Doha. We understand it's an area where there's a lot of families, a lot of expatriate families, and it is something that was not warned about. Now, there were suggestions that Qatar had been warned ahead of time, as the US, we understand, had been warned ahead of time, but the Qatari Prime Minister was very clear in saying that simply was not true, it was baseless. They got the warning 10 minutes after the attack started. All that from CNN, Doha, Qatar.
Hostages and missing families forum say family members of Israeli hostages held in Gaza have followed the developments in Doha with deep concern and heavy anxiety. The mother of Israeli hostage Matan Zakuno says the strike serves as a death sentence for her son, adding Netanyahu, quote, essentially executed him. The Israeli Prime Minister says Hamas could end the war immediately.
This action can open the door to an end of the war. End of the war in Gaza. Israel has accepted the proposal put forward by President Trump to end the war, beginning with the immediate release of all our hostages, which have been held in the dungeons of Gaza for 700 days. If President Trump's proposal is accepted, the war can end immediately.
I'd like to bring in Gil Dickman. His cousin, Kamal Gab, was a hostage killed in captivity. He joins me now from Tel Aviv. Thanks so much for your time.
Thank you.
So, Gil, what was your immediate reaction when you heard that Israel's Prime Minister had approved a strike in Qatar, a key mediator in the hostage negotiations, in an effort to target the Hamas negotiators? Do you believe this move jeopardized the chances of bringing the other hostages home?
Well, to be honest, the first thing I thought was that I'm very worried about the hostages that are there in Gaza, because this attack puts their lives at a very high risk. We know Hamas is using these kinds of with the hostages, and we urge them not to do so. And we know that when Camino was struck just a year ago, my cousin was killed 1 month later. And this president here. The president will be made to stop that quickly. And I really don't know whether this attack who was really killed there, because Hamas, the high leaders were assassinated before. But I really hope this does not get right.
It's not in there, so keep looking.
And that we stop this war, we can war and get the Hamas out. That's what we care about. That's what most of the people care about. That's what makes us celebrate. We actually end this war and get the Hamas out.
And you recently made a direct appeal to the U.S. president. What role do you believe the United States should take right now to help secure a ceasefire and the release of the remaining hostages?
I think we have to understand that because of what Prime Minister Netanyahu said, that this open war for a very long time. Because Hamas has agreed to end this war and get all the hostages out. These are the time not for the war. These things that we can actually really hard to live and fight it. We can look forward and maybe
Nothing there. Try another.
Also, 2024, when Trump was not in office. He's in office right now. We can make this deal. We can talk about what people saw that in other, I think, here again, but maybe even a bigger gap because for Netanyahu, and the beautiful end to the war of Israel.
Gil, we're just showing a mirror audio segment. What do you want the world to know about her? How she died, but how she lived?
The woman was a beautiful person. She had the power within her to be strong and think of others. She was in captivity with youngsters and built up them in captivity like them. And I really want us to look at her and see the woman that was strong enough to try to look for others, to need us to their help. That's what we need right now. Look at the people who need most of our help. More people are in captivity. We saw at Vietnam that we dealt with how the food being starved by Hamas. Look at him and make whatever effort they can to make sure he has food and is released by Hamas as soon as possible. It's not too late for a Vietnam.
Oh, is she doing? Oh shit, what's wrong with you, man? Breathe, man. Oh shit, breathe, man. Breathe, man. How about I don't have your phone, man?
Just finally, you've been out talking about the government of Israel. Has Prime Minister Netanyahu failed to fail the puzzle failed up to like that?
Gaza, of hostages being died.
Do you feel the Trump administration understands what's at stake?
I'll be honest, we have to work on it.
What do you want people to know about mortality? And also dive below the headline.
Emotional scene.
What do you want the impact of this particular film to be? It's corny to say, but it's about love. It's the only thing worth dying for, only thing worth living for. It's crucial we make sense of what's happening and fully understand what's at stake. Does Europe have enough forces to patrol 1,300 kilometers of the line of contact against Russia?
Weekdays on CNN.
Why, in Gaza, why is leadership failed here?
Selfish, short-term interest.
The allegations, this is chilling, stomach-turning stuff.
Yes, it is.
What happens, Maria Machado? What happens if you're arrested?
We'll work take it one day at a time.
What would it take, Mr. President, for Serbia to acknowledge Kosovo's independence? And it is here, on these grounds, St. Peter's Square, that his funeral will be held. This is what 18 months of war has done to the children of Gaza.
Where do you find empathy with some of these autocrats?
Have you used ChatGPT to write any songs?
Not yet.
The genocide in Rwanda made you almost fit photography. Tell us about that moment. How does this story shape all of you who are the future?
In a divided America, where do I fit?
You simply ask your partner.
Abby Phillip brings all sides to the table.
Can you name one thing you do this?
The hypocrisy is rampant, folks, at all classes in session.
To talk about the issue,
Congresswoman, it is false. The answer is zero.
the policies,
What is the Democratic Party about? Can you answer that question?
and the biggest debates to wrap up your day.
I hear what you're saying, Trump believes in, but do you think it's a good idea?
News Night with Abby Phillip, weeknights, season 1.
On Laura Coach Live, we cover it all, from legal matters. And if one juror has yet been excused from political showdowns, how much do you think that weighs on the president and the conversations in between? Wayne from Washington, Wayne, what's your question? Would you take this all the way to the Supreme Court?
I'm not refuting a syllable of what she said.
What do you say to people who are looking to find their voice? All the news on Laura Coates Live, weeknights on CNN.
I'm Mike Valerio in Seoul, South Korea, and this is CNN.
Nepaul's Prime Minister has resigned after the worst unrest the country has seen in decades. Health officials say after security forces fired live ammunition, tear gas, and water cannon to protesters in several cities. The demonstrations led by young people were sparked by widespread corruption, economic uncertainties, and a ban on social media platforms, which was seen as a form of censorship. That has since been reversed.
Have continue for that. And for the fish, make it the snack. That way the season can actually enter the dish. Use whatever season that you feel.
Down this live for us in Hong Kong. Good to have you with us, Christy. So, despite the Prime Minister's resignation, the unrest has intensified. What's the latest?
The situation in Nepal remains tense after days of deadly clashes and social unrest. I just got off the phone and spoke to Police Secretary said last night he couldn't sleep. He said right now
Lucinda, what's up, homegirl? I'm good. Don't worry about it. Hudson, my man.
the fact that the Nepalese Prime Minister has resigned.
The casino store is open. Come dressed like a superstar success.
Is there something I can help you with?
There's no price on fun. A top-shelf bottle of champagne has been purchased. Show off and show them who's boss with a bottle of Pluter Diamond Champagne.
Is there something I can help you with?
Adorable.
Here you go.
Oh well. And I'm going to bed. But y'all have a great night, and I will see y'all tomorrow. Yeah, I think so. Yeah, well, actually, it's today. So I'll see y'all later today. Good night. Make sure to brush y'all teeth.